Today, we will analyze what caused the injury to Shohei Ohtani's left knee, and cover the topic of Kazuma Okamoto being selected as the Rookie of the Month for June. This is a topic about Shohei Ohtani. On July 4, Japan time, Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers, who made a starting pitching appearance in a home game against the Padres, pitched 6 innings and allowed 3 runs, resulting in a no decision. The team achieved a come-from-behind victory with a score of 4-3. Shohei Ohtani was removed from the mound as a pitcher, and was also substituted as a hitter. While the substitution as a hitter was reportedly due to discomfort in his right biceps, many fans must have been worried about Ohtani's knee injury. Manager Roberts stated after the game, "We will give Shohei Ohtani a complete day of rest for the next day's game. This might indicate just how much the burden on his knee has increased. I have given a lot of thought to whether Ohtani's knee injury was caused by long-term wear and tear, or if there is another reason. One possibility that can be considered is that this season, he fell into a long-term batting slump for the first time in his career. He is a genius hitter, and as a hitter, even without practicing that much, as long as he had a machine throw a 100 miles per hour ball, and maintained his plate discipline to accurately judge it, I believe he had been able to achieve results in hitting without any difficulty until now. However, this season, a situation occurred where his conventional batting adjustment method did not work. Not only did home runs stop coming, but he could not even get hits. And I wonder if Shohei Ohtani himself felt a sense of panic regarding his hitting for the first time. It took 53 games between his 6th and 7th home runs. This alone allows us to understand how serious Ohtani's batting slump really was. During those 53 games, he was showcasing outstanding pitching as a pitcher and playing dynamically. At one point, he delivered performances that made us expect him to win the Cy Young Award, which made us very excited. However, it is easy to imagine that behind his dynamic performances as a pitcher, he was desperately training to recover from his long-term batting slump. I speculate that this is exactly the reason why this knee injury has been prolonged. While delivering outstanding pitching from the opening of the season, and showing performances that could aim for the Cy Young Award, he fell into a long-term batting slump as a hitter and was desperately practicing his hitting. During that time, which part of his body was constantly working? It is his left leg. He is a right-handed pitcher. After lifting his leg on the mound, the leg that supports his entire weight when stepping forward toward the batter is his left leg. He was playing dynamically enough as a pitcher to aim for the Cy Young Award. In other words, the burden on his left leg is considered to have been immense. On the other hand, as a hitter, in order to recover from his long-term batting slump, while he usually spends most of his practice time on pitching, the training for hitting was also added. He must have been repeatedly taking swings, practicing hitting with the machine, and checking his detailed batting form day after day. Ohtani is a left-handed hitter, and the pivot leg for a left-handed hitter is the left leg. His left leg plays a crucial role on the mound and also serves as his pivot leg as a hitter. I wonder if his precious left leg, which is the vital point that supports Shohei Ohtani's entire weight, was consumed to an unimaginable extent during the first half of the season. It is highly possible that this increased burden on his left leg resulted in a heavy strain on his left knee. In addition, after recovering from his batting slump, Ohtani adopted a relaxed stance at the plate, looking as if he were holding an umbrella in the rain. And his batting changed into attempting to swing without any unnecessary force. This means there is no tension, which leads to calming his mind at the plate. Because there is no tension, a high swing speed can also be expected. Furthermore, precisely because there is no tension, there is a positive element where he can make solid contact even against difficult pitches. On this program, we have named his current batting method the relaxed batting method. Until now, I had interpreted this relaxed batting method as a new batting style. that Ohtani created out of his suffering at the end of his long-term batting slump through daily training. However, when considering the aforementioned speculation regarding the burden on his left leg, it seems different. I have come to view that Ohtani's current relaxed batting method is a result of him feeling the heavy burden on his left leg himself. And by thinking not to put any more strain on his left leg, he arrived at the relaxed batting method where he swings from a stance that looks as if he is standing with an umbrella in the rain. Before falling into the long-term batting slump, Ohtani used to lift his heel to time his pitch. And a powerful, ferocious swing was his characteristic style. However, since around the time he began to recover from the long-term batting slump, his current batting style shows a stance where there is no tension in his entire body, and he even looks relaxed. There is also a change in the batted balls themselves. Sharp, liner-type hits that pierce through the infield like Ichiro increased. And for home runs, sharp, liner-type hits have become more prominent than ultra-long distance blasts. I used to think that it was an evolution of his tension-free batting style that Shohei Ohtani arrived at after contemplating through the pain of his batting slump. But now I strongly feel that the result of aiming to recover his hitting while reducing the burden on his knee led to the relaxed batting method. It is not certain when Ohtani's knee injury occurred, but I am certain that the burden on his knee increased due to the long-term batting slump that coincided with his peak performance as a pitcher from the start of the season. This is an injury that occurred precisely because he is a two-way player who throws right and hits left. And I feel that he needs time to properly take care of it. From now on, the games will become more intense heading into the second half of the season and the postseason. It would be a massive problem for the Dodgers if they were to lose Shohei Ohtani for important games. Right now, I hope he focuses on fully recovering from his injury without pushing himself too hard. This is a topic about Kazuma Okamoto. It has been widely reported in Japan that on July 4, Japan time, before the away game against the Mariners, Kazuma Okamoto of the Blue Jays exchanged greetings with Ichiro. Since this was his very first time meeting Ichiro, Okamoto said he was nervous. Okamoto spoke as follows in an interview. "Since it was the first time I met him, I was nervous. He spoke to me very kindly. No matter where you went in Japan, there were advertising billboards for Ichiro and Matsui. There was an advertising billboard even at the batting cage I used to go to, so I saw them every day. Among that, they achieved amazing records as baseball players. They are star players." It was a very humble comment that truly showed Okamoto's wonderful personality. In addition, the report that Kazuma Okamoto was selected as the American League Rookie of the Month for June also became a major topic of conversation. While it was natural for Okamoto to perform exceptionally well during his NPB days, it is truly a proud achievement that he was selected as the Rookie of the Month in MLB. Munetaka Murakami was selected in May. And I feel great joy that the abilities of both players, who made their MLB debuts this year, have been highly recognized. Since the opening of the season, there were moments of worry as Okamoto struggled to hit at first. But he has gradually adapted to the MLB environment. And I believe the fans in Toronto now understand that he is a tremendous hitter. However, I feel that his true potential has not been fully unleashed yet. Kazuma Okamoto is capable of much more than this. He should be able to display an even more explosive batting performance. With only a little time left in the first half of the season, the battle will finally shift into the fierce competition of the second half. But that is precisely why I believe we will see the greatness of Okamoto. He is a player who has grown and achieved success by overcoming numerous pressures in NPB. I am closely paying attention to Kazuma Okamoto's batting moving forward. That is all for today. Thank you very much.